This is Mikey-Ice TV. I'm waiting for B-Girl Meelisa to join the live, and we're going to talk about some B-Girl history and how she first got into breaking. It should be exciting, so let's wait to hear from her. Meelisa, how you doing? I'm going to wait for you to request to join the live, and then we can start the conversation. Thank you for joining, Meelisa. Yo, what's up, Amo?
Hi, hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great, I'm great.
That's so cool. Finally, we got you on there.
Yay, so true. I was like,
Yeah.
see your life, I can find your life. I was like, what's wrong with my phone?
So, Meelisa, can you introduce yourself to the people that are watching the video? Can you let them know who you are and how long you've been involved with breaking?
Sure. My name is Big Girl Meelisa. I'm representing Vicious by Nature crew. I'm from Belarus, but lately I live in Miami, Florida. And I've been dancing more than 10 years. And I love breaking.
Oh, that's so cool. Belarus, where's that next to?
It's kind of like in the center of Europe, Ukraine, Russia, Poland, like is around. Like it's in the
Mm,
center of.
okay. So when you first got into breaking, though, like what inspired you to dance?
Um, hmm. I think I always did love to dance, but I see some of my friends from Belarus texting, hi kiddo, and I always liked to dance and just breaking. It was just like challenging, and I think
Hmm.
this was my inspiration. That because it wasn't easy, it was like hard when I saw this moves, and I was like, wow. And I was like, surprised that people were just doing moves, but they wasn't dancing. They were just like, like
Oh,
throwing the moves. And I was like, I want to learn this and I want to dance. I want to dance these hard moves, but really dance, not just do them. And was my inspiration, my like driving force to learn the hard moves and dance with them.
mm. When you were you living in your country, or were you living in the United States? Of course, you were in your country.
Yeah, in my country. I will live there. I started there, like in United States. I'm just from 2016. But I started in 2009, I think, something like this. Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing
Yeah.
like breaking for 10 years before I came here.
So what made you move to Miami? Why you could have came to LA, you could have came to New York.
Um, it just kind of like it wasn't planned. We just were going on vacation to Miami, and from New York, it's like easy way to fly. But then, eh, when one day we went again for the summer, like for vacation, and we decided to stay longer for winter because it was kind of cold in New York. And I did already had a baby. I do have a baby. He's like 4 years old. And at this time he was like around a year old. And we were thinking like he's about to like walk. What we're gonna do in New York for winter. And we decided to
Mm.
stay winter in Miami. And then it's COVID happened and we never moved back. Yeah, that's why it wasn't planned at all.
Yeah, Miami has a lot of history with breaking, girl. Like, oh my gosh, there are so many legendary crews that come out of Miami. One of them is Street Masters. I'm pretty sure you heard of Street Masters, right?
Yeah, I heard of them. They just was it was funny. They texted me maybe yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, and they asked to go to Cypher with them. And I was like, oh man, I already like about to go sleep with my baby. I was like, why so late? But I was like, it would be great. And I said like, oh, text me any other time.
Okay. So in the United States, who are some of the American B girls that you look up to that you think that are dope?
It was Big L Beta. I mean, it's
Oh,
not just was. It's always Big L Beta. Like I did look up to her. I did watch like a lot of videos with her, but it was hard to find videos with her because in one day she just disappeared. And
Yeah.
then again, she appeared. And you know what was surprised one day? One day I was performing with the breaking, and there was like a DJ ill set, and I came to apartment to like wait for my performance that we like all gonna like see each other together, and then we're gonna go for event. And I was sitting in the apartment and waiting, and then one girl said like it's a beta apartment, and I was like, wait a second, which beta? And I was like, beta row? And they were like, yeah. I was like, I can't believe it. I was watching so many of her videos, and right now I'm in her apartment. And like lately, you're not gonna believe, but we became friends. And the like for real, life is so interesting. And right now we're friends, and she's like my sister, and I love her. She's an amazing person. And I
Mm-hmm.
did ask her why she disappeared, like, and she was like, just just disappeared. But you know, it's she is this way. She's appear and disappear. That's
Yeah.
why. But I love her. She's an amazing person, and I'm really lucky to have her right now as a friend.
She started when she was young. I think she must have been like maybe 10 years old.
Hmm.
Yeah, she started, she was so young. I'm gonna put up a video. Excuse me. I'm gonna put up a video after we get off the line, and you're gonna see her when she was so young.
Nice. I want to see it.
Yeah,
And I
so
have
she
to
like,
explore like more videos, because I do see on some pages on Instagram like Korean rock, or like they posted videos about her, and I was like, yeah, these videos I saw, but I want to see like something
oh,
I still didn't see.
okay, you want to see something different, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah, something like
Okay.
it's videos, but like you know, like not the one like people can find,
Mm,
like some maybe from like under the table, you know, someone hiding the
yes,
thing.
I have those. I have those videos.
Great.
So Vicious by Nature. How did that cruise start? Because I noticed that I seen it maybe when did it start? Vicious by Nature.
It started about like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and I would say, mm, I don't know, like how exactly it started, but
Mhm.
boys, because I'm just the only girl there,
Yeah.
but boys, mostly of them, they live in Arizona, and they were like really practicing together, and they came up with the idea to have a crew, but with not like all of them, but the like the bigger part of them, I know them personally, and we're in a good relations. Like we're in touch, we see each other on different battles, and they invited me to join the crew, and I'm so lucky again that I
Oh, really?
joined the crew, because they're not just amazing b-boys, amazing artists, they're amazing people, and I really love every of them, like because yeah, they're just amazing people, and I'm lucky to have them in my life, and they inspired me a lot to like practice harder, because b-boys breaking, it's way different. They're so strong, and I was like, okay, this year for me it's a power moves year, and I'm just like practicing power moves, like I'm spinning on my head, doing windmills, like baby meals, like, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Because I'm so
That's
used to
so
the
true.
sports, and right now just power moves.
That's so true. The B-boys are just, the bodies are so stronger than the girls, so they're trying harder stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. So how many people's in that crew?
Like 11, I think, something like 11,
Yeah.
12. Because like lately, a little Mick joined us. It's a son of Gravity, and we together as well. Like he's in a team. Right now we have like all adults, one big girl and one kid. It's like the best crew ever.
Oh, oh man, is that your only crew that you ever joined to?
No, no, I used to be in the other crews, but back in my country. In this country,
Okay,
it just yeah the only crew.
okay. What country were you? I mean, what country? What crew were you in your country?
When I came in US, I did represent the crew Amazonki crew,
Amazon.
and uh, I did represent with my friend Stacy, big girl Stacy. We came together
Mm,
here, and it was like just a big girl crew. Even in my country, we were like just the girls there, and just two of us came here. and we were representing this crew. But then life is different, and we like went like she went one way, I went another way, and that's it. No longer Amazonki, and then one day wishes by nature.
Yeah.
But good.
So, so are you training for the Olympics though too, or or how does that work?
I do train for the Olympics, but by myself because I don't have any update with my documents because I don't have like citizenship,
Oh, citizenship, yeah.
and it's kind of like I can represent United States, but at the
Oh,
same time, I can go back to my country and represent Belarus. I mean, I could, but I don't know. I don't feel like I want. Like to represent USA, it's a different. Like it's just a
mm-hmm.
different. But to represent my country, mm, I don't feel like I really want this. And also, we have
Okay.
like another a big girl. She's like really good. It's a big girl, Kotya, and I would love her to represent like Belarus because she's doing lately very good. Like she's representing Belarus on a different big events, and she's doing really great. And I think like Olympics is gonna be great opportunity for her. I would love to see her like doing Olympics and representing Belarus because she's like there and I'm here, and it's kind of not honest for me to represent Belarus if I'm like here in US and I
Oh,
want to
that's
stay.
so true. Yeah, that makes sense. So I was gonna ask you, have you ever heard of a crew called Style Elements Crew?
Yeah,
Have
I
you
even know some
heard of?
members personally.
Huh?
And I even know some of the members personally. And one of the members, he helped me when I just came to US and I was traveling to LA for freestyle session. And I was staying in a B-Boy Crumb's apartment in his house, I would say. It was a
Okay.
house and I was staying in his house and he helped me. He was like, I was with my friend Stacy. He was like, okay, girls, you can stay in my house. And there was like a huge funny dog. Yeah, I mean, he was super kind, like, and very like how to say welcomed, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I know. And one of my favorite b-boys in Style Elements, b-boy Remind.
A lot of people. I was gonna ask you about that. Why do you pick Remind as your favorite B-boy in Style
I
Elements?
was thinking, if to be honest, about Po One and Remind, like in my head was two of them, and I was like about to choose two of them, but it just Remind because he just different. Like way different, and spiritually he just different, and with his style and breaking, that's why I choose him because it just kind of like different breaking, different like spiritual, like different, absolutely
Mm-hmm.
different vibe. Because he's like kind of like he lives in another world, and
Yeah.
that's why I choose him because for me we all different, but in him you can see it. You just like some
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's inside them. But for Remind, it's just outside. He just the way he is, and you can see he loves himself. Like he doesn't like care like what people think or say.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like I am the way I am, and this is the best thing. Like in a world, like just to be the way you are and respect yourself, love yourself, and of course respect others.
Yeah. That is so true. Like I grew up breaking with Remind though too. We've been friends for maybe 28 years.
Nice. It's a lot.
Yeah, well, I met him before the crew was even started, before Style Element started. We were breaking together.
Oh, oh, nice.
Yeah. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's interesting because every time I do interviews with people, his name keeps coming up. His name keeps coming up. And I keep telling them, bro, you got to come back. Everybody wants to see you. Like, you got to come out from hiding. But he chooses to live his own life. He has a family. He just had a newborn. So he had a new baby. So he's raising his family. And I think when he's ready to show his face again, he's gonna come back.
Nice. But I'm happy to hear like he has a newborn. It's so exciting.
Yeah, yeah. So how does it feel being a B girl and being a mom at the same time? Because I know it's kind of hard to balance both worlds. How do you do that?
It is super hard, like, especially first year. I was even thinking I will never be able to dance again because it was like a really hard year. And during the pregnancy, I mean, it was hard for me physically because I got like an emergency on the last month, and then I wasn't able to move. Like it was like some surgeries. It was bad. And then like delivering a baby, then another surgery. Like I'm telling you, like first year was like in pain, but not just physical, mentally it was like super hard as well. And I'm like, in some moments I was feeling like I'm just like kind of like a dying, like it meant like mentally, physically. I mean, I did understand like physically people have an even worse situation, but mentally it was super hard because I didn't have like anyone around. I mean, my family, no like no support, just some like like baby father, like his family, but it's way different. It's like absolutely different, and especially I'm in like another country. It was like mentally, it was super hard. Like I just right now looking back, I do understand. It's kind of like I was just like falling down, like keep falling down and down. And one day, like I really fell, and it was like painful. Like if to be honest, like it was like about suicide. It was like really bad. It was like super bad, like yeah. But right now, I mean, it's even easy for me to say about this. Not like 100% easy. It's still like maybe 90% because like I still kind of like feel sorry for myself, maybe. Like yeah, kind of like a sorry that I got into this situation, but I do understand it's like my full responsibility that I put like the right boundaries and like I mean it was my fault. I agree with this, but I'm very, very grateful I got through all these like mental problems because right now when I see someone like is down, for me it's like I have to help. I don't want anyone to go through this like and and I forgot the question. What was the question?
No, I was saying how does it feel to be a B girl and to be a mother at the same
Be a
time?
mom and B girl. And that's why I started from this to like let the people understand that like really mentally I was going through like I don't know, like a war in my head. Like it was like unbelievably hard. Like for me, maybe someone on my place it would be easy, but for me it was hard, and especially because breaking is always was for me, like like a cure. Like when I dance, I just I'm happy, and I wasn't able to dance because like all these surgeries, like, and I then need to feed the baby, like be with him, like, and I'm just like a mom, 100%, and I can't dance, can't move because like all body's in pain, like, and because of surgeries, because of delivering a baby, and kind of like I give up. I start to be addicted to the breaking. I just decided like, okay, whatever, it's gonna be the way it's gonna be. I'm just gonna like dance a little bit like top rock maybe, and that's it. And I start dancing like little by little, and the body starts to become stronger and stronger. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can do some footworks, like, and then like, okay, I was going to footworks. And then very inspired me, they invited me for Red Bull. It was a cipher in the Philly, and it inspired me. And I came on the cipher with the baby. A baby was like outside with the baby father waiting, and I was dancing. But I'm telling you, I did 2 rounds and I was like, I'm gonna die right now. It was so hard to move. Yeah, I was like barely breathing because I was like, oh, my body was like shaking, I just really felt like, oh man, maybe no, maybe like I put pressure on myself too much. And then yeah, I got like another injury. I injured my back and I wasn't able to move for a few days. I was just laying down in a bed. I wasn't able to move. Yeah, it was breaking. But not on events, like after, because I mean body wasn't ready. And after like I got like another injury and I was like laying down on the bed and I was like again, okay, just stop rocks. Just stop rocks. And then it was like intact footwork course, like intact fundamentals, like and I decided to buy it. I was like maybe just like because intact always was like a big inspiration for me, especially in the and I bought his footworks and I started to learn them, like follow the course, like doing like everything he was like showing. and like, step by step. And yeah, I started
Mhm.
to feel like stronger. And maybe in 1 year, like after baby was like a year old, I like really felt like my body, like I was like, oh, I have the same strength. And yeah, and from this, like then I was like taking baby to my practices. I was taking him to my classes, like practicing with him until now. Like he knows when mommy needs to practice, he just right now sit and watches the cartoons, or he's practicing with me. He's like trying, like I can put him on myself and like do big spin with him, like just like practicing together. And for him, it's kind of like a fun. He's
Oh,
like sometimes right now he can do like, okay, mommy, let's battle, and we like battle with him. Yeah,
mhm.
and it's different. Or sometimes he's sleeping and I'm dancing. Like, you just kind of like you always trying to find the time to dance to, because dance makes me happy. I really love it.
Yeah,
I mean, baby makes me happy as well, but baby right now in my life. But before baby, it was a dance. That's why for me, I
yeah,
can't choose. I just want like both things to be together. And baby loves to dance. Sometimes he puts the music and he dances like, this funny baby dances. And it's
yeah,
like super cute. It just, I would say for other videos, you just have to be flexible. You shouldn't like decide like you 100% can dance or you can dance. You just have to don't be addicted to any of your decision. You just like it's gonna be the way it's gonna be. I'm just gonna like live my life, live this day today, like it's the last day. Just enjoy this day. And if
mhm,
I have time to dance, I'm gonna dance. If I had time to be just with my baby and we're just gonna go somewhere, I'm just gonna go. But because if we put like pressure in our heads that like, okay, I need to do this, then it's too much pressure and we get addicted and then we're not happy because it's like too much pressure.
mhm.
That's why, yeah, just be flexible and enjoy every moment.
Yes. So the father, is he a b-boy or just a regular guy?
Just a regular guy, no b-boy, businessman.
That's good. Yeah, I know a lot of times though too. In some relationships, um, some people want to be, with a b-boy or a b-girl, But I think the relationship can work too if it's somebody outside of Breaking Day too.
I mean, it's a different. Because I really, really love dance, love breaking. I was thinking to be with a b-boy, and actually, I did date a b-boy in my country,
Oh.
but it was my mistake. But when I came to USA for battles, I was like, come here, come here. Like, we always can come back. But he was waiting me there, like, to propose to me when I come back from USA, but I never came back.
Hmm.
And yeah, but I mean, we wasn't talking for each other for like maybe 3 or 5 years. And right now, because when we were like in relations, it was like a really good relations. I mean, with some up and downs, but we were like good friends. And it's important when you're in relations, either it's a b-boy or b-girl, like, or somewhere outside, you still have to be a friends. And
Hmm.
we were friends, and right now we talk to each other again. Finally, we can be friends. I mean, not like every day, but kind of like we said everything we wanted to say when we split up, when we broke up, and we're good. Right now, we're good.
Okay. So
But
when
yeah,
you,
with the B-boy was so good. It's so easy. He was like always supporting me. I'm going an event. He was like, okay, good luck. But with a businessman, it's so hard. It's so hard. He was like, when you gonna stop dancing? Why you
yeah,
still dancing? Why do you need to go? Why you going? There's just a boys around. I was like, I was dancing before you all the time. Like, what's wrong with you? And he was like, no, don't take baby with you. No, he can do it. He don't need, like, why you, like, oh, like so many questions. And I was like, what's wrong with me? Why I choose a businessman?
yes. I've been in those relationships though too where the girl's like, why you always going dancing? You do that all the time. You're not a teenager. Those are, it's like a lot. It's like almost like a battle just to get out the house to go to the competition.
Yeah, you see, you understand this.
Hmm. I do. So, when you break, what kind of music do you like to dance to particularly? I like old school soul, like James Brown, a lot of like original breaks though, but what do you like to dance to?
I mean, when I do dance, do practice, I put like, Soul DJ Smirnov or yeah, Soul DJ Smirnov or South DJ Scream, like some from Ukrainian Russian DJs,
Mm,
because the music they do, like it doesn't have like, oh, like I really love this younger DJ Space G, like
okay.
I put his
Yeah.
music on what his mixes, because they didn't put like, here in US, what happens, like you have like a music and so many bad words, and I was like, what's wrong? And right now I don't understand English, and I was like, oh my goodness, I
Your
don't want to
English is
dance to
pretty
this
good.
music. Hmm?
Your English is pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you. But before it wasn't.
Oh,
And that's why I'm
okay.
saying, when right now I'm listening, I was like, oh my goodness. And like I was like, I don't want to dance in it. And especially I teaching kids right now. And for me, I prefer just like a beat, no like words. Like it can be some words, because
Okay.
some DJs they mix it like with some words, and it's great. Like it sounds really great. But yeah, or I like R&B, like disco funk or funk, like old school. I just put
Mm,
like in the SoundCloud, put like old school funk, and like in
yes.
everything, because I do like to create, like or like think about like what I'm doing, or just listen to the music and flow with the music. That's why I need like calm, peaceful music with like this like soul energy, because
Mm,
it gives me like this. I would say like power to create. I feel
mm-hmm.
this music, and like in a moment I'm like, oh, what did I do right now? And I was like, that's great. And I'm like trying to repeat or like keep searching, because if, to be honest, to repeat the same moves like every single day, it's so boring. And I like to change them. Like even when right
Oh,
now I'm
okay.
like keep spinning on my head, but I already created maybe like 10 moves with head spin. But I still like really spin. I still don't really spin, but I keep creating. Like I can like spin or this way or this, like I'm just like keep creating. And then I was like, okay, it's still the spin on my head, but at least like 10 different ways to get into and out.
Yes. Does your family support that you're breaking? Because I know when I first started, my dad he thought it was cute, but then after a while, he said, "When you gonna grow up? When you gonna become a man? When you gonna get a job?" Like for you, does your family support breaking?
No, it was the same with me. Like they were like, because I did started breaking when I was like 23 years old, and it was the same. They were like, are you crazy? Are you serious? You already have to get married, like, and be a mom. What you doing? Like it was the same. They wasn't supporting. Maybe first 5 years I was just like working and breaking. And then when I start to travel, when I start to teach breaking, and like when it became my job, they start to look at this different, because they wasn't thinking you can earn money from like breaking from like any dance, because they're like people who works on a regular job, and for them it's like they're not artists.
Mm,
And that's why it was like hard to understand how is this even possible to
mm-hmm.
like just earn money with the breaking. And yeah, when I started to earn like and start to travel, because they usually even don't travel, and they're like was surprised. I was going to different countries, and I started to do events, like some trips, like I start to do a lot. Like I opened like my school, like I mean I was working, yeah, and breaking became my job. And this moment they're like they were supporting me. When I was going to USA, for them it was like, whoa, 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 whoa. They were like wishing me luck. They were like, you're doing great. Like, I always loved your dance. Like, And you're like, yeah, always tell me. Like, I remember this first 5 years.
Yeah.
But first 5 years, it was no support. And then,
Mm-hmm.
like, they're
Okay. I want to ask you, so are you friends with B girl Kate and B girl Paulina?
what do I?
Are you friends with B girl Kate
Oh, yeah.
and B girl
I
Paulina?
mean, with Big Girl Kate, like because she moved here, like we became like closer. Big Girl Paulina, I do know her, but not like friends. When we see each other in events, of course we're gonna say hi, hug each other. I saw them when we were like doing like Outbreak Europe in
Mm-hmm.
Poland. Yeah, I saw them. but I never even think I battled against, oh no, just against Kate. We did battle in Ukraine against each other, here in US like few times. Yeah, I mean, but I know Kate. I was staying with Kate and Vic in LA. They're like always welcome people, like amazing couple. I love them. And Kate, I love her because she's like, she just like straight. What
Yeah.
is her, she just saying like, and then she's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't say it, but she already did. And yeah, I mean, it's good. Like maybe here in USA, people not really appreciate straight people, but I do appreciate because here
When you
in
say straight, what do you mean by straight?
like just what is in your head, you just say it. You
Oh,
you
forward.
don't need
Yeah,
to
forward.
like please anyone. You just say it. Like straightforward,
Mm.
like any
Yeah,
thoughts,
straightforward.
you're not trying to please anyone. You just like that's it. And I do respect this, and I know in US when you like this, like for people it's hard because you have to kind of like be always like I don't know how to explain, like pleasurable because you always, oh, I'm so sorry, can you please, like
Mm-hmm.
like can you give it to me? Like that's it. Like you just like what you want, you just say it without like 100 words around. Because sometimes when people say it, I was like, what do you want? I don't get this. Like, yeah. But I mean, it's nothing bad to be polite. I'm just saying sometimes it's people over polite,
Mm-hmm.
and you at the end don't understand what they want. It, like you even think like maybe they want like more they ask than they asking. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
tricky, like kind of like a double side of the people.
Yeah.
That's why I think Kate is amazing. She just is the way
Mm.
she.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, the level of breaking is the level is so high with the new generation, right? Is there anything that you see with the new generation that you think like maybe if they listen to the music more, maybe if they have more creativity, is there anything that you see with today's generation that you might like to see change, or you think everything is going the way that it should?
I mean, it's going the way it's going. I can say it should go this way or shouldn't. I would just say that, of course, like it's like two ways of breaking. Either you repeat or either you create. And new
Mm,
generations, they more repeat, but it's still
yes.
a way. And I would prefer to see when you create. Like this is just for me the way. That's why I do like to create. I like to change the moves because once again, if you just repeat by someone and you just the way that someone is, or you just took like from 10 different people or like 50 different people, but where you at, like where you are in this, like, because for me,
Mm,
how to say, the amazing thing about like any person in this world or any b-boy and b-girl, it's to be the way you are. And if you just gonna repeat, it's still a way.
mm,
But at the same time, do you truly want to live life like this by repeating someone? Or you
yeah.
want to open like yourself and find your own way? And
Mm-hmm.
I guess young generations, they just like really want this, like, medals, like all these trophies. And that's why for them, like, I better gonna repeat and do it really good. And like, kind
Mm,
of gather all these points and I'm gonna win because I'm gonna have a trophy because it makes me happy. But in the end of the day, like no one is going to remember your name. Like all these trophies, it's nothing. Like once again, let's
mm-hmm.
come back to B-Boy Remind. Does he want
Yeah.
a lot? Or just everyone remember him because he's standing out from others?
Mm, mm,
That's why it's about like what young generation doesn't have, they not stand out. They
yeah.
just like do the same. Like, okay, you did this crazy move, like, I don't know, like something like with your head, leg, and like, okay, people remember your move, but do you gonna remember you? Or maybe you just took this move from someone. Because for me, it's not about create moves, it's about create your own style to stand out.
Mm,
And this is what they don't have. That's why it's going the way it's going, because once again, it's two ways, or create or repeat. They just going in a ways repeat. And they're just repeating. And that's why it's going the way it's going.
Do you think that's you think in the future that would be like a good thing, or kind of like something that's gonna hold them back from being the individuals and to be remembered in the future?
I think in general, probably people is gonna just remember this like moment in the breaking, that it was like a lot
Yeah.
of good young b-boys who was like doing crazy things. But I don't think they're gonna remember the names. They're just
The
gonna remember
name.
this
Hmm.
period of breaking, you know. But but I do think if some of them is gonna create and like bring something to the breaking, they're gonna stand out from others, and they're gonna kind of like be a leaders of this like generation.
Hmm.
But it depends of if they're gonna create.
I think a lot of today's generation. I think in order for I feel like they need more mentors. I think I'm seeing that though too right now with the breaking for the Olympics. I'm seeing that people that are established b-boys that are teaching the youth, and I like that. That's what I like. I like to see somebody that has a name for themselves passing on their tradition to like a younger kid that's maybe like 12 years old, 6 years old.
Mhm.
You know, not really a teenager, but like a younger kid, like a kid, like a child, because the mind is so young, it's so fresh.
Yeah,
You know, it doesn't know about ego and attitude and I'm the best and you're biting. It just wants to create.
yeah, agree. But you know, it's also like kind of like a problem of teachers nowadays who like inspire this young b-boys and b-girls, that they kind of like give them moves. They don't teach them to create. They just give them
Oh,
moves. And this is there like another problem, because any kid, um, they can create like its ability of like anyone. But
hmm.
we don't have like teachers who, I mean, maybe we have, because I can say like no one doing this. Like, but still, what I like see in general, that
Hmm.
like a lot of like teachers, they teach them how to create. That's
Mm.
why this is what we need to change for teachers. But I do like to see when, yeah, when the like first generation, like I mean older generation, like give it, even when they give some moves, it's still great. But at the same time, to give a move, it doesn't mean you teach them how to create.
Hmm. I have another interesting question though now, because you're from Europe, right? I noticed in Europe, like the Ukraine, Poland, um, Russia, like all those countries, the level's so high. But here in the United States, it feels like the levels is still kind of like so-so. And I want to ask you, like, what is your opinion on that? Because to me, breaking started in the United States in the Bronx, you know? So you would think the creators would be able to do some crazy futuristic moves, but I noticed the people in Europe, their levels is higher than United States. And I want to ask you, what is your, even the B-girls in Europe levels way higher than the girls in the United States.
Agree,
And I want to
agree.
ask you, what, so,
And I'm so grateful that I'm from Europe. Because
yes,
you know, here in US, one day when I came to Miami, they had like a workshop of b-boy Lego. And
Lego.
the funny thing, uh, it was just me on the workshop. When I saw this, they have a workshop of b-boy Lego, I was like, I should go it. And I was there with a baby, and I was like, someone take care of my baby. It's a b-boy Lego workshop. Because I was like, he knows a lot. He's like really great b-boy. And I came on his workshop, and I already did join his workshop in Outbreak Europe. On Outbreak Europe, it was like 150 b-boys and b-girls on his workshop. And here in Miami, in US, just one, and it was me.
What?
And then came his another friend. It was his friend. Like it was like me and his like friend from his crew, and that's it. Can you imagine just like me and one his friend, and that's it. But from like someone who came to learn, it was just me myself. That's it. No one came. And this is the answer. People here, they don't appreciate who they have here. But
Mm,
in Europe, when like B-Boy Lego or like Remind or anyone like who is come like Paul One, Abstract, like I was taking
mm,
all the classes, like even like B-Boy Mano, like
mm,
B-Boy Focus, like oh I did take like B-Boy Paul One. Oh, I'm telling you right now in my head, I took so many classes. Like I did take when every time we have someone there, like coming, it's like it's gonna be like minimum 10 people. Even like I'm right now thinking it never was maybe 10, like if it's just for a small school, but it's usually like 20, 30, 50, 100 b-boys and b-girls come to join to workshop because there, like we appreciate the knowledge. We respect
Mm-hmm.
these b-boys and b-girls who created the breaking, who was um, like helping breaking to grow. Like, you know, we appreciate this knowledge and we're always there. But here in US, they just like, you know, you these b-boys and b-girls, they're always around, and that's why you just like, oh, they create, I can do. But to
Mm-hmm.
create, you're ready, kind of like if you're gonna start to create from zero, you're gonna start from zero. But if you're gonna take their knowledge and create with their knowledge, that means you're already gonna start like from like 100, and you're just gonna go like higher and higher. That's why here in US level is so low, because
Oh.
everyone's from zero. Because they think if they create, I can do it too. I will be this great. But you have to ask them how they were great, what they did, to appreciate their knowledge, like learn from them, and then you can create.
Mm.
This is
You're the
the
first.
only
You're the
problem.
first B girl to break that down like perfectly.
Thank you. I'm happy because I was like, do you understand me? Because in my head, I still think in Russian and I'm like translating, you know?
I think you broke it down perfectly. I think that's that you just explained it. You know, they take the guys here for granted, and then when the guys go overseas, it's like gold. It's like, oh my God, Ramine's here. That's the guy that created the wrist. You know,
Really.
it's the guy
Yeah.
with all the abstract style. That's where all the style comes from. So everybody wants to go see him.
Yes, this is exactly what's happening in Europe. Like every time when I remember myself, every time someone workshop, I do live in Belarus, and to go to someone saying hi, hi, and to go to like for workshop, like some workshop, for example, in Moscow, in St. Petersburg, or somewhere in Poland, and somewhere. I was traveling hitchhiking, like, you know, when you stand on the road,
Really?
because I didn't have money to go, and I was like, I want to go, like, and then like, okay, hitchhiking, and I did travel like all the Europe around, like hitchhiking, because I didn't have money to join, like, you know, for the trip, and then I had money just for workshop, and I was paying for workshops, but I was traveling, like, yeah, hitchhiking, and and like every time I see someone workshop, I was just like, I need to go, and that's it, because like I don't know, when you love, you know. You're just ready to do whatever it takes. If you need to go hitchhiking, you're just gonna go this. If you need to sleep in someone's room on the floor, you're just gonna do it. Yeah, yeah, my travels in my country was crazy. Yeah, I'm
It
telling you,
sounds like,
even on
yeah.
Europe, I was going hitchhiking, and then IB hitchhiking, and there was like some policemen who was like helping us, like, and it was crazy travel. It
Mm.
was a lot.
Do,
I'm telling you.
do you love elements besides breaking that's in hip hop? Maybe like graffiti, DJing, um, what else? Rapping. Is there other elements that you like, or you just mainly like just breaking?
I mean, I do like everything, but I just don't do it. I do
Mm.
like graffiti, and I was like doing a little bit, but not like really learning, you know, dedicate myself to it, because, you know, it's kind of like you can be great in everything. But for myself, I just decided I want to be great in a breaking. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I just dedicated myself to breaking. And I still, when for example, sometimes when I injure it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna draw something, or maybe like listening to some music and trying to rap, or like I was trying. I mean, I wasn't trying. I was an MC on some events, and it was
Really?
kind of cool. Yeah, it was so cool. I just like, you know, took a mic, and then I was like, okay, like, but it was a kids event, and I know all the kids, and I was like, okay, okay, yeah, let's look what they're gonna bring, like, you know, and I just started emceeing, and that's it. And people were saying, you did great.
What
I was
about
like, I didn't know
popping?
what was
What about
happening.
popping? Do you like
Oh, popping.
popping?
I used to do popping, and I even have I won event. Oh no, it wasn't popping. It was locking. I won event on locking with my friend. She was like, she's a locker, and she was like, let's go. I'm gonna teach you how to lock. and we're gonna win event. And we won this event. Can you imagine? We did like two and two
Oh,
locking.
yeah.
And she was teaching me popping because she's doing popping locking, and I know. And I was taking Mr. Wiggles workshops, and and like I like popping, but I think it's really hard style, as it has so many like kind of like understyles, you know.
I
It's
love
like it's
it.
hard. I love this too, but I decided for myself that, oh man, it just like it's
Somebody
crazy.
sent
Like
you a
is it
message right
breaking or
now from,
popping?
yes. Somebody sent you a message from your country.
Yeah, I see. I see. Yeah, can I say him in Russian or I have to say in English?
Yes, in Russian
Okay,
if you want
I'm
to.
going to say in English, but if you have any questions, Kostya, my name is big girl Meelisa, or real name is Vera.
Okay.
Yeah, 2015. Can you imagine? We were like traveling together in 2015, but I need to see his pictures because I don't remember.
He said something about, it looks like it said Outbreak 2015.
Yeah, Outbreak 2015. You see, you can understand too. That's
Who is
fine.
that?
Um, I
Do you know
right
who he
now
is?
don't know, but see, he's saying hi for me.
It's
But
okay.
yeah, I don't know. But
It's okay.
like, I
But
need
yeah,
to see
you're
his
right.
pictures because you know sometimes I see his like profile picture, but sometimes you need to see more pictures because when it was like, can you imagine like 8 years ago? Yes, then it's hard to remember.
Yes. So how often do you break, like throughout the week, like Monday through Friday? How often do you break?
Right now, I can say like I usually do break like every day. But right now, because I also have a job, like, and I need to work, like, I moved to another apartment and I need to work a lot. And I do break like 2, 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And I do workouts like 3 times a week as well. A workout I usually do in the morning. So like today I didn't do like any workout because in the morning I was working. But tomorrow I'm definitely going for workout. Like I'm doing workouts like or like 3 days in a row, or like I mean like 3 days in a week, in the morning workouts and then in the evening practice. But I do practice when I practice like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, you know, just like practice because I was like maybe tomorrow I'm not gonna have time for practice. That's why if like today I have time to practice, I just practice.
Do you have your own space or do you go to like a gym?
Um, like I do go in the gym for workouts, but for breaking, downstairs in my community, we have like a community room, and I just put linoleums there, and I just like practice there.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
only linoleum, but
So
it's kind of cool because they have a carpet, and it's so soft, especially for power moves. And I was like, it's perfect, perfect. I decided to learn power moves, and it's so soft.
mhm. So out of all the battles that you battle, what would you say was one of your toughest battles that you've been in? Like the battle that you was like, okay, man, this person is like coming at me. I better come with some moves.
You know, if I'm gonna take the last battles I get, it was a battle with my crew, Vicious by Nature, when we were like in a final on Vans in a Circle event. It
Yes,
was Vans in a
I seen
Circle.
that.
Was the hardest event for me because you know I'm just the only girl, and I'm like there, and like they're like you know then a final like against the squadron crew. I've been looking with the squadron crew some battles, like, you know, a lot, and they were like inspiration for me. And right now I need to battle against them. And just any b-boys, like, you know, all the b-boys around. And I'm like, oh man, like I have to go hard, like as hard as I can. And I was so nervous, you know, it was like so much pressure in my head because I was like, my guys is gonna hate me if I'm gonna fall from some freezes. You know, it was like so much pressure. And that's why it was the hardest battle mentally. And it's always every time when I with my boys, I'm like telling myself I have to go as hard as I can because like Melissa, it's not a big old battle. It's a b-boy battle. Just do it, like, and yeah, and I just like thinking about like some moves because usually I prefer to freestyle But on this kind of events, I'm just like thinking about like 2, 3 moves I can do during my freestyle. Because even though I don't have a set, like really like full round, I do have one just in case when I don't feel the music. Yeah, but usually I do feel the music. And I'm just listening, I'm just going to the music. Because for me, dance, it's not about moves. It's about the way you feel the music and the way you can show the music through breaking. That's why I'm listening and I'm freestyle, and in my head, like 2, 3 moves I have to throw because, I mean, to win the battle, you still need to do some moves. And like I keep them in my head, but also it's, once again, it's depend on music, how deep I go to the music, because sometimes you just like really into the music and I don't think about any moves, just kind of like music saying me what to do. And then like when I'm following and I did something, and like sometimes people saying, yo, it was crazy. I was like, I didn't know what I did. I was just listening to the music. And then I watching the video, I was like, it's so cool.
Yeah. I think I seen you at Freestyle Session. You came to LA this year, huh?
Yeah, I was in LA. Yeah. I was with Vicious by Nature doing too.
Yeah, I think I seen you there, you know. But what I want to say is that I noticed with your style, when I see you break, you seem very confident. Like I notice whenever you do your moves, like you don't crash, though. Like it seems like you complete all your moves, though. Like where does that confidence come from?
I guess from all hard situations in my life.
All the hard situations in your life? Yeah.
Yeah, because, oh, I don't know if you have this quote in English, but it's kind of like if something doesn't kill us, it makes us stronger. And
Okay.
just like every time when something's happening, I'm going inside myself. I like talk to myself. I'm like look at situation like in a different ways. And specifically with the music and dance, when I'm going to dance, what makes me confident, it's the music. I usually say to
Mm-hmm.
myself, it's just me and music and no one else. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
who against me, who support me or who doesn't support. For me, it's just me and music. Just me and
Mm-hmm.
music. And that's why like I'm listening to the music, and I guess it's confidence because like in a moment, like I don't know how to explain exactly, but if like your body's here, but you kind of like around your body, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I just hear the music and music going through my body. And then I was like, first step, like I'm making this first step on the floor, and that's it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's confidence. That's why my moves looks complete, because once again, I'm freestyle. If uh, if you, because I know my moves and I know I didn't do like this move or this, like I didn't do like a lot of moves during my round, because once again I'm thinking about few moves, but I do freestyle with my moves. The way I'm going in, out, like I just change them in a moment because of the music. Because for me it's about dance. It's like you just have to listen and follow. It's kind of like using taking your hand, and you just like, sometimes friends taking you and you're like, oh, okay, let's go there. And I just kind of like give my hand to the music, and I'm like, okay, let's go where you're gonna bring me. And that's why I probably don't crash, but sometimes I do moves and then I crash. But that's why I prefer to not do moves, just freestyle.
Yeah. I think I seen you break and you have like a signature move. It looks like the one where you roll and then
Yeah,
yeah,
I
where
know.
does that come from?
It's a Humpty Dumpty. Yeah, I call this move Humpty Dumpty.
And when I seen that, I was like, yo, that move is so different. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. Where did that idea come from?
It came from B-Boy Mano. I did take his workshop like maybe 10 years ago. Like it was like long time ago, and we were doing like different exercises. B-Boy Mano, he's kind of like his style, like Humpty Dumpty. He's always on the floor, like his back.
Oh,
And he was
yeah.
showing exercise, like we were like on our back, and he was like, let's go to like stop, like turtle position one way, then another way. And we just was rolling. And I was like, yo, like you can be like, these trees, when you like break the tree, it's kind of like, oh, I forgot this word. Like, be like
I
this
think I
tree,
know
like,
what you
when this tree, like, and I was like, you can be like this tree, because we have like specific name for this tree, but I don't know in English. We call this brivno. Like,
Okay.
yeah, but in English I didn't know this. And I was like, yo, I can be like this tree, because sometimes like in the cartoons when you're watching them, these trees like for the houses, when the car is broken, they're just like rolling like one by one, like, and I was like, in my head was like this cartoon, like, and I was like, whoa, you can do turtle like this, like, stop like this from side to side. And that's it. This is how I
Mm.
came up. But it was like a really long time ago. But the funny thing, like, it's already 10 years I'm doing this move, and people like it till now.
I like it. I think I seen you do it at an event in New York. There was a battle that you entered in New York, and you did it, and I was like, it was different because you went this way, you went this way, and I'm thinking maybe you're gonna spin to a headspin, but it was just simple. It was this way, this way,
Uh-huh.
this way.
Yeah, like
I
Humpty
like it.
Dumpty, yeah, like one way, another way.
Yes, yes. Um, I have a friend on here, Pebs. She had asked you a question. Can you refer the question again? Because she was saying something about, is it also hard to practice right? But can you refer to that question? What do you mean by is it hard to practice right so we can answer it for you?
What do you mean again, again?
Um, I have a crew member. She was asking the question about you, about what practicing. So I just want to see what she meant by that when she said it was hard to practice.
Huh. I don't understand the question. Some people right now texting, they love my Humpty Dumpty.
Yes,
So thank
yes.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. I could just say though, like, from watching you like the last year or two, like I really like your style, like I was hoping that I was being because you speak about music. She said, is it hard to practice because you speak about music?
Because you speak about music.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't understand the question.
Yeah. If you can add more to it, like perhaps like add like why you explaining, why is it hard because he speaks about music? Can you give us a little bit more of a clear reference about like the question. But what I was gonna say about you, I really like the way that you break. And I noticed you were the only girl that was in that crew. Freestyle, let me see. And freestyle, but hard to practice is also part of no crashes and flow. Okay. She was saying that I guess when you freestyle, it's hard to practice and it's also a part of no
Yeah,
crashes and flow.
like during the practice, I freestyle a lot. Actually, even like during the practice, this is probably maybe the way how I can freestyle during the battle, because I just put the music and sometimes I'm just like rolling around the floor, like in any
Mm,
directions. I'm going up, down, like all, just like I do wherever. Like I do without like any thoughts in my head. I'm just like me and music in a moment, and I don't think about like footwork or something, like no specific moves. I just like listening and freestyle, kind of like the way the music is gonna bring me. I'm just following, and like no
mm,
thoughts in my head. And then sometimes I do record videos. When sometimes, like usually I don't record it. To be honest, usually I just leave this in a moment. Like because for me this moment of creation, it can be repeated. Like it's just like in a moment.
right.
And I just love to live it like in a moment. And then like when I'm like done, music is stop, I was like, oh, I feel so happy. Like because it was no thoughts. I was just like living in a moment with the music. And of course I choose the music I play. I'm not just dancing in any music when I'm freestyle
Yeah.
for myself. I just choose, and I was like, oh, I love it. I feel it. And I'm just like flowing. And that's it.
Hmm. That makes sense. I think that was the answer that you said though right there. But yeah, Melissa, so I wanted to say that I really like the way I've been paying attention to you because you are the only girl with Vicious by nature. But not only that, like I like the fact that you come out and it comes out strong. I know sometimes girls when they do moves, sometimes their moves are kind of a little bit dirty or they don't complete the moves. But I noticed every time that you went in, you came out strong. And for me, that's what makes me appreciate you as a dancer. And then so I just wanted to share that with you. Like I think watching you dance, I look forward when I see the Vicious by Nature. Like I look for you to come out to dance
Thank
because
you.
I like watching.
Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going
So I
gonna
just
keep
have one.
growing.
Yes, yes. So I just want to ask you one more question, so I can get the day going though too. If you could give any advice, to today's B girls, which is watching, because my friend Pebs, she's a B girl and she's a mom too. She has 3 kids as well though too. So she's particularly watching this video, like learning from you. So if you could give it any advice, to the B moms, that's out there, how to balance the life with dancing and breaking and to be a competitor at a high level, like what would you share with them?
You know, I would say once again that I said before, you have to be flexible and you shouldn't be addicted to anything, to any decision you make. It just like with the kids, like um, we can make a decision to just dance with the kids, and with for kids it should be interesting to be with us. For example, I know like when I like cook something, and how to say, if I cook by myself and then I have to be with the baby to play with him, because he's like, he doesn't feel I'm with him, he wants to spend time with me. And right now I cook with my baby, like it takes
Mm,
more time, but at the same time he's happy because he spent time with me. For him it's like a game as well. And like,
mm,
like I don't know, like I, for example, like cleaning potatoes, he's like washing them, and then I like cut potatoes, he's putting them on a pan. Like, we're doing like everything together. Like, and sometimes, of course, like he puts salt. I was like, oh man, it's too much salt. Like, it takes, and then I'm like taking the salt off, like what we're cooking. It just like you have to kind of like rethink about like the way you like approach during the day with the kids. You just have to do, not play with them, like to have specific time to play with them. You just have to do everything with them. When you like
mm-hmm,
cook with them, you clean with them, like they feel like they're here, like you do everything together. Because I know it's much easier, and I was doing this mistake as well, to like clean by myself, to cook by myself, like to do everything by myself, and then like, okay, I can play with kids, but I'm already tired, like to this time, and then like I'm tired to go to practice. That's why we're doing
mm-hmm,
everything together. We have fun
mm-hmm,
together. Like even though like he's not gonna clean like super good, he's right now just 4 years old, and he's cleaning bad, like really bad, and cooking. Like I have to watch him, and especially like this hot everything. Like you have to like watch the kid, and that's why just the only advice, just be in the moment with the kids, do everything together, and then you will be able to practice with them together, like, or to go to play or to cook, like just everything together. Because what you did before, like you were like a big girl, right now you're a big girl as well. You just have kids who always gonna be with you. That means just do everything together. Even like like with my baby, like you just only think we're doing separate. When he's going to restroom, he was like, "Mommy, close the door." Just the only time he's by himself. But all other times he was like, we brush our teeth together, like I mean everything together. Like he brushed my hair, I brush his hair, like, and it's so much fun because and he's enjoying, and he feels like my mom is always with me. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, this is just the only advice. Hi, Kuba. It's just the only advice. Just always be with your kids in any moment, and then you don't need like a time to play with them, because for them
mm-hmm,
all day was a game.
mm. Thank you for sharing that. That's the best advice. I appreciate you, Melissa. I hope that you have a blessed, beautiful day. I'm going to show you my YouTube channel so you can see the beta footage.
Okay.
And I just thank you for the interview, and just I wish you the best. I'm going to watch. Oh yeah, is there anything that you're going to be before I go? Is there any battles that you got coming up in the future that's going to be like a big battle for you that with Vicious by Nature?
If, to be honest, I'm just practicing right now as much as I can, because once again, to dance with the b-boys is not this easy. That's why I'm just practicing, and I wasn't thinking about like any battle. I was just thinking
Mm-hmm.
about to get better, because
Mm,
once again, it's not about to join a lot of battles. It just, when you go and join, you just really represent. And also, like, people already know my styles and they know me. That's why for me, it's even more interesting to create something. And like when I'm gonna come there, I'm just gonna be still me, but a little bit different. That's
Okay.
why I wasn't thinking about battles yet. I'm still like, I feel like I'm still not ready. I still want to keep practicing.
Okay.
That's why I see you. It's gonna be, actually, it's gonna be event in Miami on March 10 and 11, and probably it's undefeated, which is breaking MIA throwing. And probably I'm gonna go on this event. It's kind of soon, but I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm gonna go battle, but it's just by myself, you know. Yeah, it
Can
just
can you
yes, yes.
can you go break at his facility, Zeko? Can you go break at his dance studio, or or is that like for only them?
No, I mean I can go and break, but it's kind of far, and I don't have a car, and that's why it's like even in a car, it's like 30-40 minutes drive. And that's
Mm.
why I'm not going there. But sometimes I do join, and I like to practice with the boys. They're really hardworking b-boys, and I love all of them. They're like young brothers for me, and they're
Mm-hmm.
so hardworking. They inspiring me a lot, and I'm sure it's gonna be a time they're gonna really shine. They just have to keep going the way they're going.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Melissa. Have a good day, and I'll be in touch with you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you.